Hello everyone and welcome back to Quantum Break. This is episode 3. Last time we began Act 2. Have completed a couple of parts of that. Going through shipyards that are experiencing massive time glitches. Going up against strike teams that also are able to harness the power of Chronon to zip around to make combat even more exhilarating than it already was. Genuinely just really cool stuff. Fighting against a guy that needs treatment against his Chronon levels, while also predicting the future with flashes of what he's seen, and just like witnessing these different elements at play is really, really fun. So we're at Bradbury's swimming pool, naturally. We're rocking up to discover secrets relating to our brother. And every single time I open this game, it runs differently. So, I don't know, man. Every single time I open this game, I don't know what it just like, the game says, I feel like running a little bit better today at a higher resolution. Then I go, oh, awesome. And then for some reason, it's also like super blurry. So I have to like close the game and reopen it. And then it's like now back to being like, I can see my character without being blurry. But then and it's like, to remove the blur, there will be an extra 15% on the GPU, please. Yeah, it's a gamble. It's the roulette of opening Quantum Break and seeing how we go. I love it. It's so good for me. It's so good for you. It's a great time. AWE spotted. Hey, you.
There's no way in over here.
You got any? You got.
Jack, that key you got from Will's briefcase.
I'm gonna be keeping a hawkeye out for these Chronon particles.
You got some better solution other than, you know, unlocking the door?
Whoa.
Sorry, a lot going on.
Taxi reveal.
This is weird. Huh. I could swear this is the same cab I was in when I came to the university.
It's a taxi. They all look the same, don't they?
No, that's not what I
I'll
mean.
check the license plate on my phone and see if anything comes up, but I mean, it's a long shot.
So, could that insinuate that because Will knew about the events that were taking place and was setting up a way to get there, that maybe, just maybe, somehow, Will arranged for a particular cab driver that maybe he was already in cahoots with under the name of Nick, who was also getting arrested? That's why the taxi driver would continue to hang around, isn't it? Isn't it? Because he's involved. Oh, that's cool. I guess that's my way in. I'm using my time powers to erase beautiful artwork. Oh, no. Oh, dude. Yeah, we do get to see it. Sick. So that is the artifact too. Let me see. I want to see if we can like pause it without blinding myself. I want to see who's doing the artwork. It's obviously intentionally going very fast, and then we can't really pause it. I was like, is it Will or is it Nick? Can I should be able to cast stop on this thing, right? So hold on. Fuck. You can't stop the thing. Damn it. You can't stop this while it's happening. That's a shame. We'll just have to remember the outfit. Here, let's get up here. Let's see if we can get a close look at the guy's face. Yeah, did you get any of that? Hey, did you get any of that? Again, though, how fucking cool is it that we can be standing in this area and have the ship moving around us like that? It's just so cool. I'm pretty sure we're going to be going around here to get to some spots, but let me just check this first. Hey guys, I'm getting a little bit sidetracked checking the sides of the house, so give me a second.
You okay?
I just checked the news reports, and Monarch is being heralded as a hero. No, I'm not okay. Because if I had just refused to make that confession, it
Then you'd be dead. Somebody else would have done it.
doesn't make it easier.
I love the way that the characters look at you. Usually it's because they're, Usually it's because they're pissed at you.
Any ideas how to get inside?
The whole building's falling apart. There's gotta be an opening somewhere.
Good talk. Alright, well anyway, I've already seen that, so, I'll go in. It's not like we could, you know, use the power of our boots to kick a window in or anything like that. How fragile is glass these days, anyway? So, I think I might be able to jump over this way. But then there's also another thing at the back. Alright, I think I'm gonna do this side first. I want to see if I can step on the garbage while it moves, and you can. Incredible. Incredible work.
Hey! Think I found a way in.
One of many ways in, maybe. We'll have to check the other entrance too. Excuse me, there's a Chronon source. I wonder if this is just gonna be the same. It might just be the same way in.
Whoa. Hey, I just looked up the license plate of the cab parked over there. It belongs to somebody named Nick Marsters.
Okay, same way in.
Nick Marsters? That's the name of one of the witnesses we picked up from the university.
Yeah, I recognized his picture. I saw him there. But how did his cab get here? Do you think Monarch took it?
It's not possible. I've been monitoring Monarch activities this whole time. I honestly don't know. Yes, Amy? What is it?
There were others taken from the university. Friends of mine. What happened to them?
Should be released by now. Monarch convinced them the same thing they convinced everybody else. That what Monarch did at the university was necessary to protect them from...
From Jack.
Yeah. Guessing your little video on the news helped with that. No offense.
Jesus. They have no idea what happened. Why me?
What?
I mean, they could have picked anybody. To lie for them? To make that confession? Why me?
Maybe Serene thought you looked like somebody people could trust. Maybe you're the right face for TV. Or maybe you just wanted to see you break.
He wanted to see you quantum break. Okay. I assume I would be able to, you know, interrupt that conversation if I progressed. So I just wanted to listen to the whole thing. Sorry, Amy, it's because you were in the leadership position and we had access to your emails. I love how they don't even think that maybe the taxi driver could have a connection with Will, and that's why he's here. And they're like, there must be Monarch. But that doesn't make any sense. So taking the back allowed us to get a Chronon source. Clever. Ah. Damn birds.
Damn it. These stutters aren't going away.
There is definitely something with how like the lighting works in this game that can get a little bit like that sometimes. It's like the camera is one of those things where it's like treated as a real physical object in the world. So basically where the camera is with the lighting, we could end up like constantly having moments like that, which can get a little bit distracting in certain areas. Because apart from that, the lighting is beautiful. There's just some certain moments where I feel like the camera responds a little too much to the change. Ooh, we got some documents, my favorite.
Will had used the building to hide away his personal items.
I'm gonna be able to read these. I'll be able to read these before Beth and Amy get in here and start tampering with evidence. Schrodinger, the first chrononaut, has made like a mini time machine copy and was using this sweet little guy.
What did you want me to find here? What the hell were you doing here, brother? Time travel experiments with rats?
Time travel experiments with rats, man. Exactly.
Okay, May 17th, 1998. This is William Joyce, and I'm about to conduct the first animal test of the machine prototype using my trusty pet mouse, Schrodinger, in order... Where? He's gone. Where'd he go? Shit. Come on, Schrodinger. Come to Willie. Come on, come on, come on. You're okay. You're all right. You're all right. Okay, finally, we're sending Schrodinger into the machine clockwise through the corridor, which will send him 5 minutes into the future, meaning he will reemerge exactly 5 minutes after he enters the machine. It has now been 3 minutes. No sign of Schrodinger. This is a very good sign. 2 minutes to go. Okay, so yeah, turns out he just kind of sat inside the corridor for 5 minutes, took a shit on the tubing. This reveals a very clear flaw in my test. My mouse is an idiot. Okay, the machine is warming up again. Should be able to activate test number 2 in around about 5 minutes and 15 seconds. It's now clear the only quantifiable test will be travel to the past. The machine is now calibrated to send Schrodinger 5 minutes into the past, which means that he will now be traveling counterclockwise through the corridor, and when he comes out the other... Holy shit. Holy shit, it worked. This is clear proof that it's... What I'm now looking at is a future version of the same mouse that has successfully traveled 5 minutes into the past. Schrodinger, meet future you. Ow, ow, fucker bit me.
Damn, that's so cool. So it's so funny, like the time travel experiment of like sending them into the past is the best confirmation that you have that it will work, because they're like, cool, about 5 minutes from now, we're going to do the test. We're going to send them 5 minutes into the past. If that is what you do at that moment, the test will either prove itself to work or not, because they will come out at that particular time. And then 5 minutes from then, you send Schrodinger in, who bit Will on the finger. We have cloned the mouse. This does actually confirm something that I got wrong from the opening of the game, because I was thinking about, you know, I was thinking about Paul going into the machine. I'm like, fuck, like he went, you know, to the left, and then he ended up 17 years in the past, forgetting that it's clockwise is the future. And I'm pretty sure like he went into the machine and went down the corridor to the left. And that's how he ended up at the end of time, because the machine was fucked. And then I guess there was some sort of... I assume there was an encounter with our Martin that resulted in him then going back to that time period or something along those lines. That's how he gets back to the past. Very cool.
$12,000 moving bill. He must have hauled a lot more to this place than just some old boxes.
Riverport Discreet Moving Services Bill. No questions asked, you pack, we move. Moving dates, March 1st, March 28th, 1999. From the workshop of William Joyce, 821 Industrial Lane, Riverport, to Bradbury Swimming Pool, 261 Bradbury Street, Riverport. Client's name, William Joyce. Special instructions. Extremely delicate boxes. Contents confidential. Packed boxes not to be inspected. Pick up and drop off only. Shipping 17 truckloads over the course of 17 days for $12,713. Discreet moving services, indeed.
You owned this place since 1999? Why didn't you tell me, Will?
Well, you guys didn't exactly have a speaking terms relationship. Will, I put all of your paperwork regarding the purchase of the Bradbury swimming pool in this folder. I knew you'd lose track of the documents otherwise. I've made sure that the purchase can't be traced back to funds from your research grant. I don't know what you're up to, and it's not my business to ask, but we've known each other long enough for me to say this. I trust that you know what's best for you, but I can't pretend I'm not concerned. Your career is showing so much promise, and your recent actions feel like a drastic turn in a direction I can't begin to understand. I kept my promise and haven't told Jack or anyone else about this, but he's worried about you, even if he doesn't know how to show it. Jack hasn't heard from you in months. He needs you. Your attorney and friend, Allison Cunningham, and this is dated March 29th, 1999. Thinking about it, like, Jack and Paul have to be, like, around that same age, you know, being the friends that they are. And then Will being older than them. And now I think Paul is older than both because of the 17-year skip. It's like Will would be in, like, at the youngest, like, mid-30s. Enough to own a swimming pool back in 1999. And then with the fact that Paul looks like he's kind of pushing 40s at the moment. I guess that would put Jack and Paul at least in the start of the game in their sort of mid to late 20s. I think that's probably the thing that we're going for. Anyway, let's look at this, which just looking at this makes my GPU spike to 100%, by the way. I'm not even fucking kidding. Looking at this is radioactive to my computer.
We need to keep our contact limited from this point forward. I'll find you when the countermeasure's complete.
When the countermeasure is complete, was he working on this stuff in 1999? Ooh, you know what? That could actually be really sick. That Will, this version of Will that we're seeing, he could be stuck in a loop. Maybe the scene in where, like, the rock falls around this thing, maybe something will happen that, like, throws him back. And that's why he, like, arrives. He's, like, cursed. He's, like, trying to break the cycle. He, like, arrives in 2016. I gotta stop this thing. And, like, over and over. It goes back. 1999. Countermeasure. I don't know. Or maybe this is the first time that it happens. Maybe he gets, like, thrown back. And he's developing the countermeasure to the thing. Because he didn't bring a countermeasure with him. Beth seemed to be holding on it in that little vision flash when we went to the previous place that he was setting up in. But how are you developing a countermeasure for something back in 1999 if this is when it started? There's only one way to find out, and that's by playing, not theorizing. But I just want to voice my thoughts, I guess. It's really cool to think about the fact that it's like maybe we're dealing with a Will. These specific flashes could be Will also being, like, thrown back in time, and then him also over 17 years planning a counter to Paul's 17-year plan. Maybe. I think the version of Will that we've seen at the start doesn't have that, because he's the one that's, like, freaking out, like, she told me, she told me it's all gone wrong, blah, 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 blah. And then not having a countermeasure, but maybe that comes into play afterwards. That's one of my predictions.
No wonder you are always coming up with crazy shit.
We're gonna blame it on the green. We're gonna blame it on the green. Nah, that was just allowing him to chill out about a stressful time. A stressful time, man. Nah, dude, this room is radioactive to my GPU. We're in the dark. There's nothing, not even anything going on. I've been in like heavy combat, and I've had less GPU usage than this. It's crazy. It just gets me stressed out, and then it's distracting me because then I'm worried that the recording is shit, and that's the worst thing that could happen for a video. Fucking Quantum Break, man. How about you quantum fix my GPU?
Hello, Riverport. Teresa Sedmak here, filling in for Bobby Radford, about to brighten your day with some good news.
Yeah, still filling in, probably permanently. Oh, he's a little bit sick. They took him out the back. They silenced him.
And the hospital has released a statement saying they are all now stable and out of critical condition. I'm sure they are thankful for all your good thoughts and prayers. As for those who didn't survive the attack, we still don't have a final death toll, but we do know that most of the dead are security personnel from Monarch Solutions, whose quick actions saved countless civilian lives at the cost of their own. While Jack Joyce, the terrorist responsible for the carnage, is still at large, authorities are saying that he is believed to not have left Riverport, and thanks to a number of solid leads, his capture is imminent.
Crazy work. So I think it's very clear that basically in part of Monarch's PR campaign, one of their like things that they would do is look to people that are talking on the radio, on TV, on other things, and then they would replace them with people that would be Monarch mouthpieces by going, we wish him a steady recovery. And instead of being the one that goes, I don't know, folks, I'm kind of with these guys on this one. They're like, terrorist over there. Don't worry, we'll get him. That's, yeah. They took over the radio. So we had 3 engineers, Candy, by the way, on the thing. Who are these strapping gentlemen? You're always just waiting to zoom in on a picture. Are they knocking on the door? Oh my god, bro. You're like zooming on a picture, you're waiting for it to be like a face that we recognize. They're just both knocking on the door together. I feel like they're just both knocking on the door together. No dialogue though, they just literally just both of them just do. I love the concept of being in a room before the NPCs and their only way to handle that is to just bash on the door constantly to remind you that they're there, I guess. Holy shit, dude. That's so funny. I think it's even funnier this time because there's not even any dialogue. Hey, did you forget about me? How could we? How could we possibly forget about you? I'm just going to keep roaming around, walking through this area. All right, shall we open the door? All right, I'm coming.
Any luck in there?
Working on it.
Yeah.
Hey, Jack. You gonna unlock this door for us?
Yeah, just hold on.
I need as much me time as I can get, so you guys stay out there. I enjoy it. The more you bug me, the less it's gonna make me want to open the door. Beth, play video. Ooh, well, I guess I should probably let Beth in for that. Milk, Lilk. A little bit of milk, Lilk.
Let's try this again.
Ooh, would this key work?
Nope.
Nope. All right. Guess we'll go and watch that video together. Let's let Beth in. Hey, how you guys doing out there? Welcome in.
All right, let's take a look around. Down here.
Nice work.
Yep. Video for you.
This note. It's directed at me.
July 4th, 2010. Beth Wilder, I'm addressing this video to you.
July 4th, 2010. July 4th, 2010. This man has been thrown backwards.
You told me to stay away from my workshop, but I couldn't just leave it there. I went back to get it, and the entire place is a disaster zone. The countermeasure, gone. Taken. Shit.
What the...
The safe, empty. I just need to know you have it, because if it falls into the wrong hands, its power is immeasurable. Our future, our entire lives depend on it. This can't all be for nothing. You know where to find me. Please, hurry.
2010. Holy shit.
What was that?
You recorded that for me in 2010? What the fuck? And he said the countermeasure's gone? It's not good. We need to figure this out. Let's keep looking.
Damn, okay. That's cool. The image on the screen looks similar to, I think, when we went into the upgrades thing. Oh, we do have more of these. Yeah, they're, because I remember looking at this little thumbnail, July 4th, 2010. This can't all be for nothing. Ah, there's a William Joyce diary too. So, we glanced at this before during the upgrades thing, but I didn't realize that we're actually unlocking quite a few as we go. So we'll get them once we complete junctions, collect all the intel in Act 3. This is an unknown one because we collected the intel, I guess, in Act 1. This confirms that the Claris interviews that we're listening to taking place in November, a month from now, which is very cool. So we've got a few of these to actually look at, which I guess these come through upon like completion of like Act 1, Act 2, Act 3, etc. So at the end of this episode, we'll catch up because we haven't actually looked at this. We'll watch all of the ones that we have unlocked, then we'll be caught up, and then we'll be able to catch these in the future as we progress. So that's very cool. So in regards to this stuff, I'm interested to see how much of it is going to be what we've already maybe heard. It might be like an expanded version because we've gotten little bits and pieces of conversations already. But the Will diary, I think this is what we just saw, but we have not seen this one, which was like 4 hours earlier. So very curious. This is going to be very cool. So we're missing a little bit of context that maybe I should have picked up, which was those diaries at the moment. But we'll get caught up at the end of the episode with that one. But Beth's freaking out.
Help me push this out of the way. Jack, your brother addressed that video to me, but I've never met him before in my life.
Well, it sounded like he thought you had his countermeasure.
I wish. But he said it was stolen on July 4th, 2010. Somebody took it.
This version of Beth hasn't met Will yet.
But I'm hoping this place will help us figure out who.
Cool. A future version of Beth is the one that tells Will, but then Will's in 2010 doing this shit. Ah, baby.
I'll give you the honor of pressing the button.
Absolutely just love what they're gonna do with the potential of time. See how confusing it gets. See if we can remain on the same page. In regards to them going, yeah, you see this guy, he actually goes back here and does this, and he warns this person who's then eventually going to go do this. Like, I love, obviously, we all can love and appreciate a smart bit of time travel when it's done right. It's all in the execution. Upgrade points, we have 3 at the moment. So we're going for, let's get the time blast radius increase. All right, I'm going to press the button now. Are we ready?
Is that?
Yeah, I think so.
Oh,
Second time machine. This changes everything.
dude.
If we can get this thing working, then we don't need that countermeasure. We can change everything. What if we stop the fracture from ever happening in the first place? We can go back to yesterday, undo everything in the past before it happens. Nobody dies. Paul doesn't go through the machine. Monarch never exists. I mean, the fracture never occurs.
Jack, wait. Let's think this through. That's not how it...
I can go into the machine like Paul did at the university. I helped them set it up. Then we activate the core, put the corridor in place, and set the date. I can do it, Beth.
I'm not so sure we could do this without the countermeasure. But you're right. We'll need the machine.
Right. Let's start with the core.
Explanation? Anybody?
I saw some kind of visions of this machine in his workshop. He must have hid it here.
Feel free to fill me in. Anytime now.
Okay, core controls. Where are they?
Is there a family, any close relatives nearby that we could drop Amy off at? Can we make this the Jack and Beth show? You know, the cool people show. Why is Amy here? Amy's here to take photos of number plates and say it belongs to that Nick. And I'm like, okay, sweet.
Okay. Gotta figure out where to start. Where are the core controls?
It is so fun because Jack is going like gung-ho. You know what I mean? He's like, fuck, time machine, let's just set it, we'll go back and then I'll stop it. And it's like, bro, that's what your brother was doing. And you see how that went? And what are you going to do? Go back in time with a gun because it shows that you're serious and that they'll talk to you like he did? And then look how that happens. This has been accounted for. And it's funny because, like, what Jack is failing to understand or catch in this moment when he's like, yeah, I'll go back in time and we'll stop it from ever happening. And I'm like, this is when the time machine rules start getting real messy and strange because you're like, part of you wants to say, if this was successful and that does happen, then...
Anybody check out this map? It looks like he labeled where everything is.
Train of thought. Time machine, you'd think, you're like, I'll just go back into the past and I'll stop it from happening. And I'm like, brother, like if that was the case, back then at the start of the game, you would have walked out of the time machine or you would have been able to like, another version of you would have entered and go, stop this. But and then you go, but what if this is the first occurrence of that happening? You know, there's always an origin point where, you know, maybe you're experiencing time in that instance for the first time and then we get to change it. And from then on, it's forever, you know, affected by someone going back in time and trying to change the events. But I think there's multiple, it's the thing, the fun thing about time travel and the arguments you can have back and forth constantly is like trying to like argue the different rules of how it would apply. Like if this plan worked, would Jack have just always shown up and there would have been 2 of him in that moment? Or is this our first time trying it to change the events, which is very fun.
17 years and they still didn't find it.
So now we just got to figure it out. But he's rushing into this because we don't even know what the countermeasure really is or does and how it's going to like factor into his plan. If we just go in, he just thinks, yeah, we'll just stop it. I'll just hug Paul real tight and I'll say, don't do this, man.
Will received a massive research grant in 1997.
He'd successfully built the time machine by 1999. But the results scared him. He never told a soul.
Insane. Riverport physicist on the rise, June 4th, 97. Dr. Joyce and Dr. Meyer became household names earlier this year when their paper on the proposed existence of a chronon field became one of the most hotly debated theories in the quantum physics community since the Higgs boson. William Joyce, born and raised in Riverport, wasn't satisfied with simply being part of the discussion and decided to actively search for proof. His proposed research project led to him obtaining the highly prestigious Harold Steinberg Fund with an estimated value of $150,000. Dr. William Joyce is officially the youngest recipient of the Harold Steinberg Research Grant to date. While the specifics of his research proposal remains confidential, it is likely that Joyce aims to demonstrate clear proof of the so-called Meyer-Joyce field, as well as potential applications for the manipulation of this field. A research timeline has been established with milestones that point to early 99 as the period when this research will be ready for public unveiling. We will continue to follow William Joyce's story as part of our Riverport Rising series. There was a moment where Will mentions to Paul where he goes, whoa, you were the first one, or you were the first experiment, or something like that. There's something to that effect back around the 99 period. And then so he's referring to the fact that Paul had gone back in time, because Paul would have been a teenager at the time. Normally.
Hey, Amy.
What is this?
I don't think you'd believe me.
In the past 2 hours, I've learned that Monarch is a secret paramilitary.
It's a time machine.
Okay. I'll compartmentalize that with everything else that shouldn't make sense.
We should help Jack find the corridors.
Yeah. Okay.
All right. I'll be hanging out over here. I don't want to press the thing that I need to at the moment because I want to look around first for the optional stuff. So I'm going to just try and experiment with everything.
It says the time machine core needs to be reset.
Great. What the hell's it look like?
A round thing in the middle. Think.
So if you have to reset it, does that mean this time machine has been used? Let's try and get the camera real close to the monitor, but it's not going to let me. Trying to read that yellow text.
Find anything back there?
No, nothing I can make sense of.
Do we think that this time machine is even in working order to so confidently say, let's boot it up and go in? You were terrified of the thing that looks super flashy and well put together. A Civilian's Guide to Time Travel. Cliché working title by William Joyce. Rough ideas, February 28th, 99. Open with a zinger. Schrodinger cat joke. Find appropriate accompanying cat photo. Note, no cat photo. No science explained here, marketing bullshit. Time machine, it works. Implications limitless. Give me your money spiel. Build up existence of time machine. Content here dependent on findings from first human test later tonight. Findings, facts done down for the mouth breathers who would inevitably want to invest. Purpose of guide to explain to mouth breathers how the machine works and why. Proofread and delete all mouth breather references. Time machine overview. How research started, including gratuities for research grants, sucking ass, community, and investors. Also thank Jack for his patience. Now that this is over, I promise to be there for him. Note too personal. Basic overview of time machine parts. Nobody will give a shit about this or understand. Skip it. No chronon particles. How time travel works. Simplest terms. Subject activates time machine. Step 1 core. Step 2 to corridor. Subject sets the desired time travel date. We enter the corridor. Compare corridor to a donut in shape to explain. Add joke. You don't want to eat this donut or your body will suffer terminal chronon saturation leading you to your slow but inevitable death. Cut joke. That's disturbing. Subject walks around the corridor. Walking clockwise, travel to future. Counterclockwise, travel to the past. Clock-like design. Subject arrives at a new time in future or past. Space, time, continuum. Travel across space. Time travel is not a portal. Spatial destination will not always be the same as entry point. Time travel is tied to a rotating black hole core. Explain the core first? Fuck it. Just compare the core to a car engine. Look up info on car engines. Subject will arrive in future past at the location where the time machine and core were located in that time. Cannot travel to a time when Time Machine and core are not active. Cannot travel to a time before the core was first activated. So that will explain why 1999 is the point. Where Paul goes back to 99, does this 17-year plan. Very fun. So you can only go as far back as 99, but it does say subject will arrive where the time machine and core were located and can't travel to a time when it's not active. But Paul ended up at the end of time, I think. Very crazy. Well, I mean, hey, when you're dealing with a black hole as well, when you're dealing with black hole related shenanigans, anything can happen. Examples of how time travel works. In 99, the time machine core is first activated. The time machine is located on an island. In 2000, the same time machine with the same core is moved to a circus tent. Teddy enters Time Machine 99, travels to 2000. He exits the time machine and is in a circus tent. Use better examples, no circus tent. Teddy cannot travel to a time before 99 because the core was not active. Will bang my goddamn head against the wall every time somebody uses an example of not being able to go back and kill Hitler to try and sound clever or funny. A dinosaur joke, though? Explain you can't go back and see dinosaurs. Fucking sucks. In theory, all actions resulting from time travel is already accounted for in a closed loop. Should not be able to change the past. Any attempt to change things was always part of the chain of events in the first place. Already happened. Explain Novikov's self-consistency principle until heads go pop. So that is the thing that I was talking about before, where it's like, in terms of the loop, when we're like, we'll just go back to the past and we'll stop it from ever happening. And I'm like, but then if that did happen, you would have walked in and witnessed that happening, you know? And then you break it up of like, but, you know, is this the first time that we try it? And then we see time get changed. But it's the way that, you know, for example, Schrodinger goes into the machine and he's like, we're going to send Schrodinger back 5 minutes into the past. And that's the first time that that is happening. Schrodinger walks out of the machine at that moment in time. So we already know that Jack is not going to be able to successfully travel back to yesterday. Metaphor to explain closed loops. Time is an egg. You can move the egg, but no matter where you move it, the same chicken will hatch. Terrible example, plus you can just eat the fucking egg. An egg is sitting on the table, you leave the room, come back, the egg is broken on the floor, you aren't sure how this happened, but it saddens you. The egg was important to you because, insert reason that makes sense here later. You travel to the past to prevent the egg from breaking. When you arrive in the past, you rush over to the table, accidentally bump it, the egg falls and breaks. You caused the very thing you tried to prevent. Closed loops. Why the hell do all my examples end up being about eggs? Replace egg with something else. I love that because he still uses the time egg example for Jack at the start. But that's the thing. If you want to go back in time, you're like, fuck, we got to go back in time to stop this thing. You would then end up becoming like inadvertently stuck in this sequence of events where you end up causing the thing you want to stop because that's why the thing happens in the first place. It's the version of time travel that can kind of make the most sense in that sense. It's like whatever happened has already happened. And if it hasn't happened in the past, it's not going to happen. Unless Jack does some crazy nonsense that ends up bending the rules. We'll find out. We shall find out. Hey, what's going on over here? Any Chronon sources want to come out? Hello? Yeah. I'll be taking that.
Bingo.
Parents killed in Riverport car crash article, December 22nd, 1999. Holiday cheer is in short supply in the Riverport community of Bradbury after a tragic car crash claimed the lives of the married couple, Anthony and Catherine Joyce. The accident took place within walking distance of the family's front door on Princeton Street in the early afternoon. Catherine Joyce, who was driving, lost control of their car after a collision with another vehicle and crashed into a utility pole. The other car left the scene of the accident. The Joyces were both well known in the Bradbury area as prominent members of the community. Last year, they were recognized by the mayor for their charity efforts, particularly the Riverport Multiple Sclerosis Walk, and have organized every year since 1993. The couple left behind 2 children, the promising young physicist, Dr. William Joyce, and Jack Joyce, still under age. A candlelight vigil will be held for Anthony and Catherine on Sunday to unite the grieving family, friends, and the community during this tragic time. Fuck, man. The other car left the scene of the accident. Seems like a very clear thing. If Will or Jack or something results in like the death of their own parents, or fuck, even like Paul going back in time results in something like that, oh, it's just like, this is the example of like the egg is broken. You go back to prevent the egg from being broken, and then what are you gonna do? Fucking get into the Back to the Future car and end up being the car on the road that crashes into your own parents? Acquire 4 torch pipes, copper cable, batteries, a lot of capacitors, distilled water, rubber hose, $24,000. How? Sad face. Stop. Check area clear. Oh, that's the key. That's the turning the nuke. So that's going to be how to get that shit set up. Except there's only 1 key this time, not 2. Countermeasure schematics. Oh, there we go. Countermeasure schematics. Let's see what I can read of this. Both shells should be minimum 0.8 millimeters. All angles except inner connectors, both different adjustment. You gonna any information about what it is, my guy? The CFR, the outer shell, the panel module cross section. Yeah, it's got some stuff in there. Yeah, it does some stuff. What does it do? Remember to replace. Oh, good. A thing in there that you need to replace. Old school computer. Still on. Whoa! October 8th, 2016, from Will to Beth. Where are you? All right, hold on. Oh, sick. Okay. Let's go all the way down. Oh, this is going to be cool. July 5th, 2010 is the first email to Beth from William, 9:33. Where are you? It's gone. The countermeasure is gone. What happened? Call me immediately. To Beth from Will, which was at 3:01. Where are you? Have you taken it? It's not safe in the open. You don't understand the power of this device. I dialed the number you gave me in case of emergencies. You aren't answering. What is going on? To Beth, 11:13 p.m. I'm freaking out. Still trying to call you. Beth, 4:26 a.m. Fuck, call me. Email me. Something. Jesus. I can't sleep. Please call me. August 9th, a whole month later, the number you gave me is now disconnected. Where are you? November 4th, 2010, 2:58 a.m. Hello? July 6th, 2011. It's been a year. I still haven't heard anything. You know where to find me. Whoa, this is insane. Okay. July 3rd, 2012. I've given up hope that you're still listening. I'm not sure why I'm writing this. Maybe to get some closure. You changed the course of my life when you entered it. I spent over a decade devoted to your cause. Over a decade? Over a decade devoted to your cause. To Beth. And that's back in 99 as well. Around that time period. You changed the course of my life when you entered it. I sacrificed every relationship I had, pushed everyone away that I love, all in the name of a lie. There is no threat coming, there never was. I have to force myself to believe this. It's the only way to move on. It's the only way to pick up the pieces and start over. This is goodbye. October 4th, 2016. And there it is. So that after a 4-year gap, I've seen it. The cause of the fracture exists. It's here. Are you still out there? Holy shit, Beth never responds. There was never a reply from Beth in here over all of these years. Beth, the time has arrived. It's here. Everything you warned me about is about to come to fruition. Please give me a sign that you're still out there. Put my mind at ease. Tell me you have the countermeasure. I'm losing my mind over here. I spent years trying to convince myself you were wrong all this time and that I built the countermeasure for nothing. I tried to move on, pick up the pieces, but now I have seen the proof. Paul Serene brought me in to advise on an experiment at the university. They've built it. They've built another time machine, almost an exact replica of my own design, but with key flaws in the calculations. Just like you said, if they activate this machine, then the fracture will occur. And that's why he's like, look at the solution. Look at this. He writes it on the board. They got it wrong. How is this possible? How have they followed my design so closely? Somebody's been watching me all this time, haven't they? Somebody is orchestrating this. All of it. I'm being followed. At first, I thought it was paranoia, but it's true. A man has been watching my every move. I secretly took his photo, ran a search. His name is Liam Burke. He works for a security division of Monarch Solutions. I first noticed it weeks ago, but this could have been going on for years. What does he want? What does he know? How is he connected to this? I need answers. I don't know who I can trust anymore. I don't know who else is involved, what they want, or why. I need to hear from you. I need to know that I'm not alone in all of this. In what you once told me is, if what you once told me is true, then the onset of the fracture may be inevitable, but I can't simply stand by and allow it to happen. Not until I know the countermeasure is safe. So there you go. There's this element. There is this element in regards to the countermeasure that Will has been working on this the whole time from around this time period of 99. And that's probably why it's like he got scared and went dark, is that was probably what happened. Beth, future Beth, I guess, warns him. He goes back and works on it. Beth knows that she can't communicate with him over this time period because of the events. I don't know, but like even the number to dial in emergencies does not even work. And we don't get to see actual email addresses, so we don't know if Beth is even receiving them and is just not allowed to respond. Actually mind-blowing, though. Have Beth be communicated with for that long and just have no idea, you know? Oh, you're down here. There's core access. Okay. So that's where you are. Let me have a look at this. I guess this is something I'll need to press after I've reset the core as well.
I can't activate the core till it's reset.
There you go. Okay. So there'll be a couple of things to press after having reset the core, and then the key thing, which we're holding on to, by the way, that's the key that we have, right? That makes sense. That'll activate the machine. The key in the briefcase.
You said Will built a countermeasure. What makes you so sure this isn't it? The time machine.
He said the countermeasure was stolen, but the machine is still here.
That's right. We did see a flash with the countermeasure with Beth. So does that mean that Beth is the one that stole the countermeasure at some point somehow? Maybe. I wish we could bring up documents that we read. Like if we read it, we could go, hey, I just read this. You know anything about these emails?
Hey, it looks like I can reset the core from here.
Are you sure you know what you're doing there?
No clue. But I did help Paul set up the machine at the university.
Which then caused the fracture.
Look, Will knew the calculations were wrong. Hoping that means he knew what he was doing here. This is what Will is leading us to. We have to test it. The core. That's what we said at first.
I guess with that in mind, knowing that Will actually knew the proper solution.
To finding the countermeasure.
We'll see. It's still resetting.
Knowing that...
The core is reset. We need to activate it from the control booth.
The controls are up here, according to the monitor.
And knowing that Will knows the solution, I guess it would be safe to assume this one should work.
I can't insert the date yet.
Gotta activate the corridor.
This is gonna work. It has to.
You guys aren't actually planning to use this machine. Are you? So, I guess you're not at all concerned that one guy jerry-rigged this entire thing together? Because I think I literally see duct tape. Okay, no, this is a great idea. Yeah, no way that this is gonna backfire.
Okay, just checking if there was any dialogue to be had.
Here goes nothing.
What was that?
It's fine. It's fine. It worked. It actually worked. Okay, we activate the corridor next.
Okay, there is no way that thing should be exposed like that.
That's actually the thing, because it's like, it's kept pretty well sealed in the other version. Corridor activation. Here we go.
The corridor. It's key activated. Will's key. Thank God.
Is that supposed to do that?
Will's key did that?
Yeah.
Key to a time machine, and he left it in the trunk of his goddamn car.
That's my brother in a nutshell.
But you won't know that it's a key to a time machine. That's the key distinction.
That didn't sound good.
Fuck. Let's just hope it still works.
Let's just hope it still works. Doot, doot, doot. Bro, it's... Come on. Let's just hope it still works. Hey! It's blinking. It's blinking between good and bad. Oh, no. Hey, let's go up. Let's go have a look. Hey, mandatory time machine inspection. Gonna just, yep. I don't know what I'm looking for, so I guess it's all good. That blinking light, that's probably normal. It's blinking because it means it's ready, right? Not because one of these wires is crossed. I'm sure it's okay. Let's input the time. And I'm not gonna, hey, hope I don't cause some kind of quantum break.
Console says date input. I'm guessing this is it over here.
Thanks, Amy.
Okay, it's perfect.
Thank you so much.
Don't worry. We'll get this working.
Core. Wait, Monarch said what they stole from the university was some kind of core. It's...
The core for a time machine. We're not the only ones who have one.
Christ. What are they planning to do with it?
Serene's plans are focused on the future, not the past. But to succeed, he needs absolute control. A time machine is control.
Well, there's a line between control and playing God, and this crosses it by a long shot. This is insane.
Control mentioned by Beth Wilder. Control mentioned. Control, you say. Control.
That's a lot to take in, isn't it?
Well, I stopped trying to make sense of all this around the time that you started teleporting.
Yeah, still trying to figure that one out myself.
Why is there no Beth dialogue? Why is there no Beth dialogue? There's only Amy dialogue. I think if we, when we've got like the yellow arrows as well, probably should have clocked onto this sooner. I think we get new dialogue.
Where's the data input console?
Even if it's not necessarily dialogue that, you know, we need to hear like that. Maybe not. Sometimes you'll get new dialogue, I guess.
I think we're ready.
Wait, we're actually gonna run this thing? Really? Are you sure that this isn't exactly an easy bake oven? Maybe we should start by finding the instruction manual?
You honestly think that's gonna help?
Probably not, which is all the more reason to avoid this. I mean, have you ever seen the movie The Fly? I do not want to be the Jeff Goldblum of this story.
Well, go away then. Don't hang out near the time machine. Make sure you bring your fly spray so there's no flies that go in there. And also, this is a time machine, not a teleporter. And I don't see Cronenberg nearby. Do you? I think we're fine. No flies were harmed in the making of this time machine.
No.
What?
God damn it.
Don't hit
I
it.
don't know. We were so close. I'm gonna try it again.
Yeah, like hell you are. You saw what happened. Something's wrong with the machine.
We don't know that.
You're not trained for this. Anything you do is gonna make it worse.
We
You
can't.
know I'm right.
Stop trying.
You lost people. You're angry. I get it. But this is bigger than us. We can't fix the machine. But I might know somebody who can. Sophia Amaral.
Dude.
Scientist. I saw her video near Ground Zero.
Serene's head of Cronin Research. She'll be at the Monarch Gala tonight, but security's airtight. She'll be nearly impossible to get to.
Unless I have an invite. Paul told me he expected me to meet him at that party.
Something tells me that was not a friendly invitation. Jack, no.
The Jack no hard cut to like us arriving is perfect. That is hilarious. Very, very nice. Okay, the end of Act 2. Can you hear that sweet, sweet licensed music for the end of Act 2? Oh, you can't? That's a shame. If only we had the Alan Wake 2 situation of music that was made for the game. Wonderful. We've made it to the end of Act 2. How cool is that? Okay, so now it explains going to the island, going to the gala. I think that's great as well, because it's like this event where it's like, we're being told we're going to be there. And then we're like, well, what if we do something else? We'll do the time machine and we'll go back. And then it's like, well, maybe we need to get an expert opinion. Sophia, yeah, great. Fuck, we got to go to the island. And it's like, falling into events as you have been told that they transpire. And I think it's great because it's not this element of Paul tells you you're there, so you're like, damn, well, I guess I got to go and be there because that's where we go. We tried to do something else, but the answer to our solution lies on that path, which I just think is great. Will we be able to come back here and fix this little corridor? Jack is crazy though. He's so reckless, even in like the face of just insane danger. Like the first time that he was getting shown the machine by Paul, freaking the hell out, being super nervous. And he's like, don't worry, I got this. We don't know that this is broken. The big flashing screen that says corridor malfunction could be lying. It could be lying. And we have now made it to junction number 2. So I guess we'll be going to Paul personal or business, which, I guess is us arriving to the island. I won't look into that yet because what we're going to be doing for the finale part of this episode is looking at these diaries. So we now have unlocked Beth Wilder Diary 3. So we're going to go through these, and then our next Quantum Break episode will be the Junction and the live action episode together. Let's start in order, I suppose, of the characters. It goes Serene, Jack, Beth, and Will.
I ordered Martin Hatch to execute his PR campaign. The university mission was a success, but at a great cost. I can't afford unwanted attention, not yet. We need to cover our tracks, shift the blame. Jack's transport never arrived at the Ground Zero operation. Martin wants to use the media as a tool to find him, turn the city against him. I know where I'll see him again. The visions have made that clear. Seeing Jack at the university, it awakened something in me. An admonition of what was coming. A reminder of how it all started. Who I once was. 17 years ago, I performed a test that caused a fracture in time. I was to blame. I came to terms with that very quickly. It took far longer to accept that there was nothing I could do to stop it. I built Monarch from the shadows. Waited 17 years for that moment to arrive again. Thought I was ready. This was my greatest struggle to date. Feeling the moment approaching, simply allowing such a tragedy to occur, knowing any action I would take to prevent it would simply make it so. And now it's here. We are the only ones prepared for what comes next. My plan was in motion. The time for hiding is over.
Getting thrown back to the main menu before the dialogue even stops. It is cool to know that, like, Paul is in this moment of, like, he's spent 17 years preparing for this to happen again. And as much as there might be some visions and some flashes of the future, there's still an element of needing to make some choices at these junctions that can also affect things, which I think is fantastic. It's not like he's this all-powerful, I know exactly every step now, because he's also in kind of some unknown territory, while there's other things at play, like Martin is clearly kind of working against Paul's interests from what we've read, but then to him being like, I care about you, I don't want you to go down with the ship. Get your treatment. But this is an unknown one because we collected all of the intel. Our next diary will be all the intel in Act 3.
Okay, finally. Found a stutter-proof pocket. This should work. I don't think anybody will ever hear this, but I need to record it. If only for my own sanity. I don't have long until they find me again. The end of time is here. I'm living the goddamn proof. How did it come to this? Where did it all start? I conducted an experiment with Jack Joyce. I didn't listen. I was a goddamn fool. We caused a fracture in time. I entered the machine, was sent to the future, but where I ended up, there was no future. Time has stopped. Forever. I've spent weeks hiding from those things. They're always searching for me. And I'm not alone. Someone else is here, hunting me. I see her shadow. The machine is broken. I can't make it work. I have to find a way back. Before this ever happened, find a way to prevent the mistakes we made. This was my fault. It's my fucking fault. I have to make it right. I have to find a way.
Wow. What's hunting you at the end of time? And who is that? That's the shadow. Oh my god, bro. That's just so cool. So we're getting, like, you want to get his crazy little thoughts about being trapped at the end of time. This part, we have to get all of the intel. All of the intel in Act 5 will get you the final 2 as well. Okay, gotta do that. Now these ones, these 4 diaries so far, interview related, a month after, which is really peculiar because it's like this, you know, non-linear storytelling, which is fun for a time travel game as well. Like, this starts off with being interviewed after the events, but it isn't something that is just blatantly spoiling some critical stuff. Just like there's some mentions here and there of, like, he's gonna hit me in the head with a rifle later.
How close were you with Serene before the experiment?
He'd been looking out for me ever since we were kids. When my parents passed away, Paul's family made sure I got back on my feet. You know, Will wasn't around much. I never did have a tendency to make things easy for myself. Guess I dragged Paul into my mess. We spent a lot of time looking for trouble. We found it. He got out, I didn't.
You said you owed him one.
He saw the path I was on, where I'd end up if I stayed. He got me out of the country, told me to never look back. Until now, I never did. Yeah, we were close.
Yeah, we were close. Ooh, so him looking out and taking care of everything after the parents go down, does that come from guilt? Does that come from guilt, Paul? Did you have anything to do with it, Paul?
Your brother was hired as head advisor on Project Promenade. Given William's concerns with the project, why do you think he accepted the position?
He knew he had to get on the inside if he was going to put a stop to it. I've got a better question for you. Why did Monarch secretly push to get my brother hired if they knew he was a threat? You wanted him there. Why?
That is simply untrue. Monarch invested heavily in the university experiment. It made sense to offer our own Cronin researcher, Dr. Kim, as the lead developer on the project. Kim's death was a tragedy for us all. But when he passed, we...
Don't play games with me.
Excuse me?
Look, you forget that I know things I didn't back then. I know what really happened to Dr. Kim.
What exactly are you inferring?
You want me to tell the truth? Then it goes both ways.
Okay. All right, shit. Settle down now. Got really thrown for a loop when they called it Promenade. It's Promenade, come on. Amy. Yeah, let's recount Amy helping Jack.
You rescued Amy Ferrero at the Ground Zero operation. We know that she downloaded classified Monarch documents. Documents regarding our plans, the CFR, the lifeboat protocol. We believe you're in possession of these stolen files.
Monarch framed me. Made the entire city believe I was a terrorist to cover up their tracks. I figured the world might want to know the truth.
You never released the documents to the public.
Well, depending on how this conversation goes, that could always change. Don't make me grumpy.
Don't make me grumpy. Okay. And I guess something to consider about this is on Amy helping Jack. But what if you make the different choice at the junction? Then you wouldn't have this diary entry, I guess. Jack's last meeting with Will before he left Riverport.
You said you'd been to William's workshop before. What brought you there?
He sold our family home to finish building the countermeasure. He never told me. When I found out, I was furious. I hadn't talked to the guy for almost 3 years. He stopped answering the phone. I figured he was deep into drugs, gambling, something bad.
Did you discover the truth?
I never gave him the chance. I found him outside that workshop and tore right into him. Blamed him for everything that went wrong between us. I could see in his eyes he wanted to tell me, but I wouldn't let him. It was the last straw, you know? If I'd handled the situation a bit better...
Let's move on to the next question.
Well, we can't. I'm in the Beth diaries now. All leading up to this. Because what's kind of interesting about this is the first meeting with Beth is, what does she say? Like, she's like, you're Jack Joyce. You know, like there's recognition there for us. But then she's never met Will. But he's doing all of this because of Beth.
October 9th, 0400 hours. Monarch operation moves into the university in 15 minutes. This is it. Years of training, all leading up to this moment. Just need to keep my cover just a little bit longer. Monarch's objective is to apprehend Jack and William Joyce. Alive, if possible. If what she told me is true, then this operation is going to end in a shitstorm. It's up to me to make sure Jack gets out of this thing in one piece, but I can't risk blowing my cover just yet. The notebook didn't give me any orders regarding William. Still not sure how Jack is the key to all of this if William is the one with all the answers. We're about to find out. Okay. It's time to do this. Beth Wilder, signing off.
It's time to do this. Gotta keep my cover for a bit longer. Maybe that's because maybe that's why she couldn't respond to Will. She just knew that had to let him go crazy for a decade.
October 9th. William Burke fucked the rescue operation. Put him on the trail of the lifeboat to buy some time, make sure he didn't find out what I'm really up to. Jack's gone. Disappeared while I had a goddamn gun to my head. Tried to contact him, but he's out for blood. Dealing with goddamn amateurs. This isn't how this was supposed to go. She never told me the fracture would start at the university. I could have stopped it, avoided all of this. Why didn't she warn me? She knew that this would happen. Why the hell didn't she warn me?
Hold on.
October 9th. William Burke fucked the rescue operation. Put him on the trail of the lifeboat to buy some time, make sure he didn't find out what I'm really up to. Jack's gone. Disappeared while I had a goddamn gun to my head. Tried to contact him, but he's out for blood. Dealing with goddamn amateurs. This isn't how this was supposed to go. She never told me the fracture would start at the university. I could have stopped it, avoided all of this. Why didn't she warn me? She knew that this would happen. Why the hell didn't she warn me?
Who is she? So we have Serene mentioning at the end of time that there's a woman. We have Will also mentioning a woman, specifically Beth Water in his instance. And then even Beth herself being like, why didn't she tell me this? There's some crazy woman out there. If future Beth interacting with past Beth is, I guess, maybe my assumption in that case. So wild to have potentially two very different Beths with different information and different objectives working towards this. One of them has got to be related to controlling stuff at some point, right? Yeah. The FBC? Beth Water Diary 3?
October 9th, 1900 hours. We found it. The second time machine. It's the final proof I needed. Everything she wrote in that notebook came true. I found the final piece of the puzzle. The countermeasure that William built to stop a fracture in time went missing in 2010. It was never seen again. It's clear what that means. It was us who took it. It just hasn't happened yet. We go to the past, get the countermeasure, come back, and we can stop all of this in the present. That's our mission. Even if Jack doesn't know it yet. He's convinced we can go back and simply undo this all. He lit right up when he saw that machine, like time travel is some kind of goddamn magic eraser. He's gonna be in bad shape when he realizes the truth. Maybe even worse than I was. Poor bastard. Guy's stubborn as hell. Did I mention his ingenious plan to kidnap Dr. Amaral? Let's just say he's in handcuffs right now, waiting for me to Trojan horse his ass out of a high-security Monarch facility. He's got balls. I'll give him that much. Maybe I'll wait a bit longer. Make him sweat a bit.
All right, Beth. He's got balls. Chronon balls. Quantum balls. Man, imagine if they called this game Chronon Break. So close to Chrono Break, which I've learned was like a potential third Chrono game that was trademarked at some point. It would have been even more insane to just go, yeah, this game's Chrono Break. It was right there. William Joyce Diary 1, and I think we might have gotten an exposure to Diary 2, but maybe only a portion of it. Let's have a look. July 4th, 2010.
July 4th, 2010. It's 9 a.m. Beautiful day. It's a beautiful day. It's finished. Finally finished. 11 years. And it's finished. In 1999, she warned me that my research may lead to a fracture in time. Covered my tracks, hid the machine, but it wasn't enough. The fracture's no longer just a possibility. It's imminent. This is the countermeasure. This is the assurance that the fracture will no longer run its course. The science is sound. Now it's just up to the execution. from Beth Wilder in months. I don't know. I don't know if something's happened to her. I get the feeling I'm being watched. Watched. I can't tell the amount of things I've sacrificed in my life for this. I've isolated everyone I cared about. My relationship with my brother. Everything. This has to work. It can't be for nothing.
So it's kind of like similar to what we read in a way. Now, interesting point about this is I'm looking at the countermeasure on the desk and I'm going, oh man, you know what was in Will's car? Hanging up on the big fucking object hanging up on the rearview mirror? A D12, that's right, not a D20, a D12. 12 sides. Less sides than a D20. And it's, I don't know, oh, it's countermeasure shaped. It's countermeasure size. I'm like, that's a fucking huge, like, isn't that distracting when you drive, man? Like, that's a big ass dice that you got hanging up there. And I'm looking at this video on the table and I'm going, oh, it's the same shape as the countermeasure. I swear to God, if the countermeasure ends up being that dice and it's hidden, and it's like hidden or something, I don't know, like, God damn it, dude. There's so many ways that they're like, I went back in time and I hid it in there, so it will always be there, but Will couldn't know because it just wasn't able to know. And this diary entry also confirms that, you know, he was talking with Beth around 2010. So what I think there in this case is maybe we've got like this element of future Beth exists around sort of the 99 to 2010 window. And then maybe something happens with her or to her where she has to like, something happens with time travel. She's like removed from the equation or she's elsewhere. And that's why the communication goes dark, because that was just always how it was supposed to happen. So he's addressing stuff to a Beth that he's spoken to and got to know previously, but that information is going to the current Beth, and then Beth will take that information when she eventually probably goes back in time and then tells Will. And it's this goddamn loop. What came first, the Beth or the countermeasure? But yeah, pretty crazy. Let's read the next one. Listen to.
July 4th.
With Old Gods of Asgard shirt.
Beth Wilder, I'm addressing this video to you. You told me to stay away from my workshop, but I couldn't just leave it there. I went back to get it, and the entire place is a disaster zone. The countermeasure, gone. Taken. Shit. The safe, empty. I just need to know you have it, because if it falls into the wrong hands, its power is immeasurable. Our future, our entire lives depend on it. This can't all be for nothing. You know where to find me. Please, hurry.
And that video was sitting there for 6.5 years. Goddamn. So there you go. So the William Joyce stuff might be a little bit similar, because like this is locate Will's diary in these particular moments, and then it unlocks like that in video form. And there we go. Bradbury swimming pool, 93% discovered. There was a thing at the very beginning, like right at that Chronon source, and I'm wondering if there are collectibles that might also be tied to like choices made or something like that as well. Like maybe if you did a different junction thing, a different Chronon source could appear, something like that. Maybe. I don't know. But that is where we're going to bring this episode of Quantum Break to a close. Thank you so very much for joining me for this one, the completion of Act 2 and catching up on the diaries, which we will make sure to watch at a normal pace now. So Junction 2 will be the beginning of next episode, making another choice, and then we will be going right into the live action episode result of this choice. Hope you look forward to that one and will join me for the remaining episodes of this incredible time travel adventure. I'm definitely hooked, and like there's so many different ways that they could take the story, trying to see where it could go, trying to understand it as we go, but also I think we're going to be pleasantly surprised. So please leave a like and a comment down below on your thoughts on the episode, and subscribe if you haven't already to support the channel, and I will see you next time.